Okay, set back up again. My camera died, had to recharge. So I was pulling the struts off when the camera died, and I was showing that some of these, like this one here, are in really good shape. This one here, somebody bent pretty good. So because there's a rounded indent in this, decorative, and for strength, I'll take it and I'll lay them in my vise, spread my vise apart so it just catches there, and then I'll try to pound that out. Worst case scenario, it breaks or snaps or something, I will have to order one. And I try to get my stuff, had pretty good luck with antique fan parts online. This one's got a little bit of a bend to it, but not much, and it's the wrong strut. So I may end up ordering some new struts for it just to make a match, but we'll see. That one is more like it came off an AOU. So this is the BMY, so I'll have to see. It's something I'll check out. Not sure I'll do that or not. We'll see if I can get one. So the next thing I did is I took off the fan blade, and I missed that, but it's just these GEs have a set screw, and that goes in there, and then there's a flat spot that set screw tightens into, and it keeps it from sliding off, and it keeps it from twisting. So it's just a matter of loosening that set screw and pulling it off. This blade just fell right off. I've had them where I've had to get a screwdriver in there and kind of work them back and forth to get them out. So we're done with that until it's time to polish everything up. Those are solid brass. It's a drop ring solid brass cage and solid brass blade. Okay, so let's see, where are we at? I think one of the next things I can do is let's try to get this cap off. This is just a dust cap. That's all that is. And it's solid brass, and it's got the GE logo stamped into it. So try a knife. These are just friction fit on there, that's all they are. Screwdrivers get a little bit too big of a blade there, and that pops off, and somebody's got what looks like old grease in there, which there shouldn't be grease. That should be oil only, not grease. The only time you grease anything on a fan is a gearbox for oscillation. This BMY is a non-oscillator, so there shouldn't be any grease in that. Let me get a paper towel so I can clean the... I'll clean that up later. Like I said, everything goes in a plastic bag. That was a set screw for the fan. Everything just goes in a plastic bag. And sometimes I'll label them if the fan is, I'm not really sure what I'm working on. Let's see, these can come off. These are the oil cups. They're a brass cup that holds a spring with a felt. These are different size felts for different types of motor oilers. This one will take the, I think that's 1/4 inch. The old ones, still somebody's dumped oil in there, but the old ones get like, yeah, that was still somewhat soft, but I'll replace it anyhow. Because the old ones, they don't work as well as... Take the one off the front. They're just threaded on. That one's pretty hard. Some of them get hard, almost like they break almost like a toothpick, where if you go to bend them, they'll just snap. Leaking oil. I'll put the paper towel under those to catch the oil. Okay, so we're done there. Now I'm not going to do, these are 3 wires. 3 wires are going in. I don't know if they wired them right or not. I'll probably just have to test them out because there's a way to test out which wire goes where on a 3-wire head. On a 2-wire head doesn't matter. You can switch them back and forth, this doesn't matter. But on a 3-wire head, which I believe one's not a phase coil for a starter coil, I think that's what that is. But I try not to cut these until I'll take them apart one by one, and then I'll cut them, and sometimes I will take shrink tube, different colored shrink tube, and I'll cut this single one, I'll put red, red, black, black, green, green, and that way I know what wire went to where, and then I can fully tear it down. I believe the front nose of this is integral to the whole head, and I believe the back is the part that comes off. And I might try to get some new screws for this because these aren't the original screws, or this one isn't. I don't know. That one's not correct. These would have been brass screws. This one might be a correct one. Yeah, that one looks like it might be a correct one. These look like they might be, I'd say 1032 and brass, and I'll polish and clean that up. And I'll get a replacement one for that one. Either an original or I'll get something very close to it in brass. So it looks like somebody's torn this apart at one time. Yeah, these two are the same. Yep, and I believe those 3 are original, so I'm missing one screw. All right, now a lot of times, I'll see if I can tip it down, they'll have a little hole here. Now, I don't know if it's exactly what it's for, but it works really good for separating a head, to put a screwdriver in there and give it a little bit of a break, like that. Okay, so that popped off. Okay, and there's the inside of the head. The next thing I'll do is I'll make sure there's no loose washers in there, and that one there's not. There's no loose washers, so that'll get set aside to be cleaned up. And loosen this, get it straightened back up again. Okay, now the rotor should just come out nice and straight. There's one of those washers. And then I'll check inside, keep a flashlight handy. Nope, no more washers loose in there. So those are the way they are. I clean this off here just because it's dripping in oil. And we'll leave that go for right now. The rotor can go set out of the way. Okay, so that's done except for tearing the stator out. I'll do the stator in a bit. I think right now I'm going to tear the okay, somebody's replaced this or this. You know, GE changed the way they did some things over the years, so this might just be a change. I'm used to the other type of pan on this that's a plastic. And I bought these. These are remakes of the original that would have been stuck on the bottom that gave you the original. This is a copy of one of the original instructions that's on stick. And I'll just put that on there when I'm done, because that's how that would have originally came, is with the instructions on the bottom on these BMY fans. Yeah, this has been replaced. This is not the original. I think it is anyhow. I don't know. Well, I'll put it back the way it came. I'm going to put that screw back into there. And this has some kind of felt glued to it. I think I can remove that felt, and then I'll just replace the felt on it. with probably a green or dark gray felt.